Hey there, and welcome back to Mass Effect 3. My name is Pete, and today we complete another episode of our Insanity walkthrough, and today it is finally time. Today we put an end to the Citadel DLC. Yes, after 7 episodes, this thing has run its course, I think. Last week we devoted an entire episode to Armax Arsenal Arena, and today we are ready for the grand finale, the big party at Shepard's apartment. One very quick note right at the beginning here, please don't be scared by the length of this video. The last 30 to 40 minutes or so can simply be considered completionist fan service. The party part of the episode will go for just over an hour. Before we jump into that, however, one quick note. During the last episode I asked you whether or not you'd like me to play more Armax Arsenal Arena off-screen to get our funds up, as achieving gold prizes in the simulator is arguably the fastest way to obtain unlimited credits. Now, in the comments of the last video, some of you were in favor of that, others were against it. Ultimately though, the decision was taken off my hands when I quickly ran the numbers, because in order to purchase everything we are still missing, we would need to acquire about 1.3 million credits, and with each gold prize earning us just 10,000, that would be about 130 matches, and if we assume a very fast pace of about 3 minutes per match, that's 6.5 hours at least, and I'm sorry, but I just cannot afford to spend that much time. Still, in the spirit of true completion, we'll find ourselves a workaround. We'll talk a bit more about that at the end of the episode. And speaking of full completion, there is one thing we want to do here before we get this party started, and that would be to change Shepard's casual outfit. He has been running around in his Alliance gear for the full 2 years this series has now been going on, and I think this party serves as a nice opportunity to switch things up. As you can see, we have 6 casual outfits to choose from. In the original Mass Effect 3, the hoodie at number 5 here was only part of the N7 Collector's Edition, but as you know, in the Legendary Edition all of the DLC has been integrated. We, however, are going with the slightly more party-suitable leather jacket here, but at the very least, now you have briefly seen them all. And with that, let's head back down and take care of another little completionist thing. You might remember that at the end of the last episode we purchased some furniture, and we can now actually decorate our apartment with all of the things we bought. And don't worry, we won't go into a whole home makeover here. I just want to very briefly give you a glimpse of what's theoretically possible. Most of it is just reskins, and some actually don't even look better than the original, I think. But just to show you how this works, we'll change our wall decorations, where we can replace the standard shelving with artistic shelving. And with that out of the way, I think it's finally time. Let's get this thing started. Once again, we need to use our private terminal here to send out the party invitations, and over the course of this series we have taken great care that every possible crew member is on here. Not only did we make sure that as many people as possible survived the events of Mass Effect 1 and 2, and we also made sure to only play the Citadel DLC after the events of Horizon, otherwise Miranda would not be able to attend. So this list here is now as complete as it can possibly be, and for the full experience we of course want to invite them all, so let's do that and finally begin the party.
What sort of party are you hoping to have tonight, Commander? I could set things up for quiet conversation, or would you prefer a more energetic evening?
So, right away we have a decision to make, although this will only impact the first part of the party. In my opinion though, it is pretty much required to go with the energetic party. The quiet one does not really live up to the experience the other one offers. And again, while we can change the setting midway through, let's kick things off the right way from the very beginning.
I think it's time to blow off some steam.
Excellent choice, Commander. Allow me to queue up a series of popular nightclub tracks and drink lists. I will also modify my appearance to be more festive.
Hey, come on in. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invite.
Make yourselves at home.
Thank you.
Happy to be here, Shepard.
Right, so our guests have arrived, they have all formed small groups around the apartment, and we have ourselves one very simple quest, and that is to hang out with all of them. So let's get to it, beginning with our first group here, Cortez, James, Caden and Jack.
Man, this music is hot. The right music sets the tone for the whole party, right, Esteban?
Sure. My parties are always a little hit and miss, to be honest.
Stick with me, bud. I'm a party legend. Back in school, they called me Party Vega.
That's a little lame.
I ran with a simple crowd.
Right, and this is how it works. There is a bit of ambient chatter and then we can officially interact with the group, although we won't be able to have full-blown conversations with anyone.
Hey, Shepard. You gonna have a drink?
Sure. How's everyone doing?
Ask me after 5 more of these.
As long as you keep control of those biotics of yours.
So what does happen to a biotic when they're completely borracho?
Stick around, Muscles. Maybe you'll find out.
Yeah, muscles. I like that.
Hey, thanks for doing this. I kinda needed to unwind a bit, even just for a night.
I think we've all learned to rest.
That we have, Steve.
Here's to taking a damn break.
Right, and there is a bit more ambient conversation happening after we have interacted with the group, and we can trigger that easily by just walking away and coming back.
Wow, this is quite the apartment.
Seriously, you see that waterfall? And that hot tub looks like something I might want to check out later. Without you.
And this was Admiral Anderson's place?
In my dreams, I have a place just like this, overlooking the Pacific.
I could never live in a place like this. I'd worry about breaking the furniture.
Hey, James. Having fun?
I'm relaxed, but fun? I think my kindergarten graduation was more fun than this.
Very funny.
Don't worry, I'll see what I can do. You know if that waterfall is warm water or cold?
Right, and that's all these guys have to say for now, so let us now move on to group number 2.
You know why Cerberus is gonna lose? Demographics. You recruit a guy who's 20 and got no life, he'll work his ass off for the cause. But do you see any old people in Cerberus? Any families? No. There's no future in a terrorist group.
And sure, they pay, but you ever bring up vacation time, there was a brick wall.
That reminds me, I heard you're going to be a father. Congratulations.
Yeah? Thanks. Be lying if I said I wasn't scared.
You'll do great. You're a protector. That goes a long way.
How about you, Joker? How would you turn Cerberus around?
I'd make Cerberus popular. Big propaganda campaign like I was running for president. Fundraising dinners, shaking hands, kissing babes.
I think the expression you want is kissing babies.
I know what I said.
And once again, we can now join the conversation. Yes, this is pretty much how the entirety of this party will work.
You know, I miss the days when Cerberus was just hilariously incompetent. You know, when you two ran things.
Excuse me?
The only thing I was in charge of was the Lazarus Project, which, you will note, was very successful.
Hey, Commander, this is Cerberus. We were studying some Rachni, and they got loose and killed all our guys. Can you take care of that? It's one system over from where we hooked some guy up to the Geth, who then got loose and killed all our guys.
They did rack up quite a body count. At least back then, it was usually their own bodies.
We knew some cells were bad, but the Alliance and the Council weren't doing anything. And we were doing good work.
And crunches. Lots of crunches.
Hey, not okay, Kasumi.
But we did bring Commander Shepard back.
And after taking down the Collectors, I cut ties with Cerberus, got loose, and started killing all their guys.
For which we thank you.
Jeff, do you remember that I am also a Cerberus project?
Oh, crap.
I was saying how good it is to see everyone again.
Thanks for inviting me, Shepard. It's nice to see you like this.
How do you like the new crew?
You always attract the best.
Have fun.
You bet I will.
Hey, Commander. Weird to see everybody here together.
You think?
Well, weird, but good. Nice to know it's not always arm wrestling reapers with us. Anyway, thanks for putting it together. I'll try not to be too embarrassing.
Edie, up for some bad examples of human behavior?
I think you mean examples of bad human behavior.
Just a hint. Grammar correction? Not the best icebreaker.
And once again, now that we've talked to them, these guys have a bit more to say. In this case, there's actually several bits of conversation.
But you have no plans after Edie? Someone more human?
No. She's smart, she's funny, and she's into spaceships.
You know what you want. I can respect that.
So, where'd you propose?
I haven't yet.
Seriously?
I want to do it right. Not on some backwater rock planet with some ring pumped out of a fabricator. My plan is, Shepard gets me and Bryn into the council chambers. We do a picnic under the cherry blossoms. Then comes the question. So Joker set you free, right? Do you ever get hassled for being a real deal AI?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment.
My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
I asked directions from that bot on the way here.
So, do you have infiltration software that lets you fake being drunk?
Yes, though it is rudimentary. The planned strategy was to avoid social situations where naturalism would come under scrutiny.
I want to see it.
You are seeing it now.
Man, some Cerberus programmer phoned that one in.
Right, and that's group 2 completed. Let's head over to the kitchen where we now meet the ladies and Garrus.
I can't get over the size of this apartment. The electric bill alone could have paid for my college tuition.
Or funded the war.
Or made a nice down payment on one of those Atlas mechs. Always wanted one.
Or put an air conditioner in this suit. You have no idea how hot it gets.
So, is this a Tally Shepherd love nest? I hope we aren't interrupting anything you two might have been planning.
Wouldn't you like to know, Garrus?
Whatever the species, males never change, do they?
Perhaps it's a good thing we Asari don't have any.
Not my problem.
Trainer, do people ever have a hard time understanding your accent?
I wish they did. Something about an English accent says, I'm available, please hit on me, even when I'm not on Earth.
If I had a credit for every amorous attempt I've had to reject over the centuries, I could purchase the Citadel.
When I was an archaeology student, I found galactic dialects to be fascinating. All of the phonetic variants.
Liara, this is a party. The only dialect I want to hear from you is inebriated Asari.
Right, looks like Tali's getting drunk early. Let's mingle a bit and see what happens.
So, Shepard, you can serve this swill, but can you drink it?
Someone has to drive you all home.
Are we sure the Normandy is still there? Has anyone else tried to steal it?
Stealing the Normandy. Now there's an idea.
Wait, what? Who?
Trainer, you still have your toothbrush?
We can always get another Normandy. Call up Cerberus and ask them to please build us the SR3.
But wouldn't that require you to change your name? Tali Zora von Normandy SR3.
It's Vas Normandy. Von means one who has a weak bladder, which feels appropriate right about now.
We've seen a lot of good times on the old girl.
That we have.
Indeed.
Hear, hear.
Some of you more than others. I'm just honored to have squeaked in.
To the Normandy.
And to falling in love with the ship's captain.
Hi, I'm trying to socialize. I'm not particularly good at it.
Not much for big parties?
Well, if I know people, sure, but some of your friends are legends. I can't just ask if they've tried the hummus. Also, Dr. Chuckworth apologizes for not being here. It's some emergency medical consult on the Citadel. She sent some fancy liquor, though. It was great. Wish you could have had some.
This is nice. I don't spend much time with everyone like this. As friends, I'm glad we could do this.
And there we go, and by the way, Kasumi's appearances will be a frequent occurrence in this episode.
I must admit, I still feel like something of an outsider. You all have such a history with Shepard.
It's mostly a lot of running and shooting, and usually somewhere in there, a button needs pushing, but Shepard always hogs that part.
Yes, a history of close calls, narrow escapes, and more near-death encounters than I care to remember.
Working with Shepard reminded me of my younger days. Running with mercenaries, blowing things up with mercenaries, and occasionally sleeping with mercenaries.
I remember first meeting Shepard. All I kept thinking was, I hope he took a shower, because my filter needs replacing, and humans carry a lot of germs.
I'm guessing that's not what you think anymore.
Well, she may still picture him in the shower.
Okay, I admit. When I first heard about it, I thought Archangel was some sort of mascot for a perfume company.
Glad I got your hopes up, Tally. When I first heard about it, I thought the Shadow Broker was a shadow boxer. I pictured some sort of Elcor punching bag.
And that's exactly what the galaxy should keep thinking. Not that I have a personal interest in it or anything.
Right, and just like that, the conversations downstairs have all been exhausted. Time to head upstairs and to meet the boys.
Prothean gatherings were nothing like this. We considered the future and respected the dead.
Sounds boring. There's usually more yelling and cursing at any gatherings I go to.
Yeah. Get a bunch of Krogan together and things always get fun. And probably broken.
That sounds more like it.
You're right. These things are better when you have redundant systems and natural plate armor. Can't argue with that.
The Krogan are very strong. I believe it would take more than 100 Pyjaks to defeat one.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So, looks like these guys are used to wilder parties. Probably best if we quickly check on them.
So who is strongest? You or the tank breed?
Yeah, I'm plenty curious myself.
What'd I miss?
The Prothean here wants to know who would win in a fight between me and Rex.
You gotta admit, Shepard, it's a good question.
It is a good question.
No, it isn't. Baby Pyjak here wouldn't stand a chance. Don't listen to this fossil. The only thing he could defeat is a glass of warm milk. Ha! I got head lice bigger than you, Junior.
You boys done talking?
Yeah. Only one way to settle this. Now the party's starting.
Another time, guys. I don't have time to buy new furniture.
Just when it was getting good. Yeah, you got lucky. Reminds me of Cora's den. Haven't been back there in a while. I wonder if there's anything stronger behind the bar. Too many things to break in here. Could be a fun party. What kind of music is this? That's not that club crap, is it?
In my cycle, too many people in one room risk a high casualty rate if attacked. We should all be careful. 50,000 years from now, no one will remember this party. What is the point? Beware. Something called a Kasumi is on the premises. It pretends to be invisible. Foolish primitive. Nothing escapes these eyes.
And of course, the four soldiers have a bit more to talk about after our conversation as well.
100 Vorja. Sure. Better if I could shoot some kind of death ray out of my bad eye here.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Alright, and there we are. That is part 1 of the party already completed. And by the way, had we chosen the quiet setting, the same groups would have formed, only the conversations would have been a little different. Now, however, it is time to begin phase 2 of the party. So let's talk to Glyph here, who looks extra festive with his little bow tie, and see which options we have.
Your guests appear to be getting rowdy, Commander. Would you like me to change the intensity of the atmosphere?
Right, so this is now arguably the more important decision for the tone of the party, even though it is entirely independent of how we chose to go about the first part. Once again though, in my opinion, there is only one way to go, and that's to get louder, which I feel produces far more entertaining results.
Party's just starting. Let's turn it up.
At your service, Commander.
Right, time for part 2 of the party. Things are getting a bit more rowdy now. People are also a bit more spread out now, and let's begin things with Grunt, who seems to have taken up the role of doorman.
I heard there's a big party in there. Can we come in?
No, you can't. Go away. You can't come in either. Stop asking. Nope. Keep moving. Guess what? You're not coming in here. Fish Dog Food Shack delivery? Sure. Wait a minute. Nice try. No. A reporter. What's the name? Yeah? What kind of name is that? No. No. A free copy of Galaxy of Fantasy? Ooh, tempting. But no. Look, I don't make the rules here. You're not coming in. Am I enjoying this? Yes. Can you come in? No.
Right, so at this point we have to make our first small dialogue choice, if you will. And for these I will also always go with the ones that I feel produce the more entertaining results. And in this case, that would be to show ourselves generous.
How's it going over here?
You can't come in. It's going good.
I see that. Anyone interesting trying to get in?
Not really, no. Get lost. No.
You should maybe let me decide that.
Huh? Okay, but I'm telling you, it's ugly out there.
It can't be that bad. Hello?
Is this Commander Shepard? Oh my god! I can't believe it's you!
Grunt? Keep up the good work.
Will do. I told you already. No! Hey, Shepard, thanks for the invite. Never been to a human party before. I've had lots to drink, and look at me, still standing. Ever seen a Krogan drink so much they get sick on your floor? I'm here to make sure that dream comes true. I could stop bullets with my mind! You guys, I love you guys. No, listen, okay? No, really. Okay?
Right, and despite all the warnings, let's take a look outside the apartment, where we can find someone who definitely won't have problems getting in.
You should really upgrade the security.
Yes, I like pie. And no, you can't come in. You again? I thought you were dead. You can't come in. What was the name? Yeah. No. Don't worry, Shepard. They won't get in. Fake lip hair doesn't fool me, Solarian. No, Shepard doesn't have a half-brother named Sheppy the Bolus. No entry. You're selling cookies. Well... No, I shouldn't let you in. Damn. Definitely no mimes allowed. There's no box. There never was. Nope. Just keep walking, chump. You've just lost the fight for your right to party. Needing an immediate margarita intervention is not a real crisis. Get out of here.
Okay, and with that we have now finally exhausted all of Grunt's rejection voice lines. Time to head over to the next group, which coincidentally also features a Krogan, but in terms of conversation it's Joker who's taking point.
Worst planet to get shot down over? We're talking pre-war?
Pre-war, life-bearing worlds only.
I'm going with Tarith. Garden World, yes, but it's got those chlorine swamps.
I will see your Tarith and raise you Azuria, home of toxic spores and athlete's lung.
Neither of you'd last a day on Tuchanka. And Tuchanka supports life.
I think you meant to say consumes.
That's the point. It's got critters that'll rip your guts out.
Well, assuming it's a crash in a Kodiak, I'll have my arms locker. Bring on the wildlife.
And once again, let's interject here, which will actually result in another dialogue choice we shortly have to make.
Hey guys, talking shop?
No worries, this is fun for us. So, you don't have a sidearm under your pilot's chair?
The weapons locker is on the bridge, practically right there.
A weapon you can't get to is no weapon at all. When's the last time you trained with a handgun?
Sometime before I got the ass-kicking robot as my co-pilot.
That's no good. What if you have to save Edie someday?
Unacceptable. You should always train. Pilots are warriors too.
You know what this is? It's a mad emergency. Take this kid out back and make him do target practice.
Exactly. Some range time will fix you up. Right, Commander?
You are not taking me shooting. My testosterone levels are plenty high. I fly a deadly war machine, remember?
So, this time it's less about taking action and more about taking sides, and let's go with the majority here. Ultimately though, apart from this immediate conversation here, this will not make much of a difference, which is also true for most of the other conversation choices during the party.
Joker, I'm surprised at you. What about the collector attack? The bridge can get dangerous.
Hey, they totally proved my point. If I'd fired off a shot then, I would have been mobbed. The real weapon is your brain. Take that away, you got nothing.
Still would have been nice to have a little backup at the sushi bar.
You know, there's a combat simulator on the Citadel.
Hell no. Maybe a shooting range if we're not letting this go. Maybe. But not while I'm wasted. Or hungover.
Hungover is the perfect time to train. Makes you angry at every loud noise.
Cortez, you're on. If you're in condition to take me there, you can. But tonight, you gotta match me shot for shot.
great party. I'd better see you out on the dance floor later.
We'll see.
You're in for a rough time, Moreau. Vega and I are neck and neck when it comes to holding liquor.
Oh yeah? Here we go, shot one.
Oh, what the hell is that? Tastes like the north end of a southbound goat.
Bad move, Cortez. He wanted the duel, and he also picked the weapon.
I brought my own batch, bro. 3 parts horse choker and 1 part antiseptic mouthwash.
That's not even a drink.
And yet, here are our second shots. Unless you want to give up?
Now this is all over. I'm gonna find a gun and let out a few rounds off.
I am sober enough. I will join you.
Have fun. Try not to kill the neighbors. Cortez.
Give me your damn horse choker. Mother of God, you are going nowhere near the shooting range. Just make it stop.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
So what were your fighters like?
Much more compact than any I have seen in this cycle. A pilot was given his fighter on completion of their training. It remained his to use and maintain. To be buried in your ship was an honor. It showed true skill and workmanship.
Wow. Kinda makes me tear up a little.
Kinda makes me wonder how they could afford to lose a perfectly good fighter.
Okay, so that's another group dealt with for now. Up next, we can witness the rekindling of an old rivalry as we meet up with Jack and Miranda.
So, you're leading the Grissom Academy students?
Yeah. That a problem?
Just a surprise. Your psych profile suggested you were mainly interested in yourself.
You're telling me I'm only interested in myself? Oh, that's just fucking perfect. Did it occur to you that maybe I'm trying to grow as a goddamn person?
Oh, I could tell you were growing. I assumed it was whatever that is you're wearing.
Oh, these? Well, yeah. They were strapped down with a leather belt before. It's kind of a stupid move to show off your rack in the middle of a maximum security prison ship.
I never had the pleasure.
You'd never survive. You might break a nail.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
You're a spoiled rich girl cheerleader.
Victim.
Test tube clone princess.
I think it's past your bedtime.
Oh, did I hit a nerve? I didn't get to read your psych profile.
Okay, it sounds like this is more than just a bit of friendly banter, so it might be a good idea to intervene before things get ugly.
Ladies, I see we've all gotten enough to drink.
Relax, Shepard. I'm not gonna smear the walls with her this time.
And I couldn't possibly think of anything worse to do to her than that haircut.
Hey, cheerleader. My hair and I have been fighting brutes and marauders on the front lines of this war. Meanwhile, you got your big bubbly butt kicked by some guy with a sword.
You see, Shepard? Best of friends.
Okay, and for a change, I think this is a rather easy choice to make. We will of course support friendship between our 2 former squad members, although admittedly, Shepard will go about it in a fairly weird way.
Honestly, I thought it might help if you two just kissed and got it over with.
What?
I mean, this is all just sexual tension, right? 2 powerful biotics, forceful personalities, confident in their sexuality.
You are shitting me.
Oh my god.
I'm ready to record. I'm pretty sure there's a market for this.
Kasumi, I will find you and I will hurt you badly. Ugh. I need another drink.
One for me too. No ice.
Don't worry, Shepard. The cheerleader and I are just messing around.
You sure? You two seem pretty serious.
Nah. She fights better when she's pissed off. I'm just trying to keep her primed.
All right, Jack. I hate to say it, but Cerberus was wrong about you.
No shit.
You're still violent and maladjusted. But the elusive man never would have predicted you'd bond with the Grissom Academy kids. You are growing, despite everything Cerberus did to you. I find that extremely admirable.
Wow. Thanks. I still really hate you, but you have fantastic tits.
All right, I can live with that. We're not gonna hug or anything, are we?
You wish.
Right, so it looks like these two have settled down, at least for now. Time to head over to the kitchen next, although seemingly there's nobody there at the moment.
Oh, I really need to avoid dairy.
So that's Kasumi once more. Let's move on to the next pair.
Hey, sweetheart. We never really talked about it, but you and me have a lot in common.
We do.
Of course we do. We're both hunters, right?
I suppose we are. And?
And, well... And we're both good looking.
Right, so this has the potential to get even more awkward than it already is, and even though I doubt that Zaid will be faced by our presence, it might still be best to keep an eye on him.
Hello, Shepard. Zaid was just keeping me company.
Hello there.
You're admiring the art?
Beauty, as they say, is in the eye of the beholder. Hey, Shepard. Hey, beautiful.
What do you think, Samara?
Hang on. Don't get all snooty on me. I didn't say I didn't like it. I do like it, actually.
If I'm completely honest, I'm not sure what it is. I like the way the colors blend, and the depth of the... Actually, I have no idea what I'm saying.
It makes me feel uneasy, like when you're alone in the dark, lying in wait, and the cold wind brushes across your face like the kiss of death.
You are a complicated individual, Zaid Masani.
You bet your sweet Asari ass. Here's the thing, beautiful. I've had a few drinks. You've had a few drinks.
I haven't.
Right. Still, what do you say that we sit by that fireplace and snuggle?
You've never struck me as the snuggling type.
Even a ruthless killer's got to have a soft side. And I can see from here you definitely have a soft side. Come on.
No.
Well, that's clear enough. We could just talk. I'm sure you've got a few stories to tell.
Almost 1,000 years worth.
I'd like to hear them. And then I could tell you about my... Jessie. Oh, Jessie was beautiful. Once you've experienced a love like that...
Did you and Jessie have children?
Oh, no. Jessie was my rifle. But also my best friend.
You know, Zaid, there's nothing wrong with silence between two friends.
Oh, got it.
Right, looks like Samara has all of this well under control, so we can move on, and that means we are due for another run-in with Kasumi.
Occupied.
And, well, it looks like she's got the dairy situation under control as well, and that means we can leave the downstairs area and can head up, where yet another extremely awkward conversation awaits us.
Specialist trainer, may I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything, Edie.
When you believed me to be a simple VI, you made comments about my voice.
Oh no.
Should I find somewhere else to be?
No. I wanted to ask you about... weren't you saying something about the Normandy's drive core?
No.
Could you?
I wish to understand why you find my voice sexually attractive.
Oh, that was a while ago. I can't even remember what I said exactly.
She does.
Would you like me to play back my recordings of your statements?
Told you.
Tali, please stop helping.
Right, and admittedly, this is the type of conversation where you would normally just move along, but it feels like we haven't heard the end of it, so let's sit down.
What's wrong, dude?
I am asking Specialist Trainer about why she found my voice sexually attractive.
This is a really good cheese, Shepard. I put some in through the filters. Is it organic?
On one occasion, you said that you wanted to, quote, pin my voice against the wall and run your tongue along its collarbone.
Well, there's a context there that... you were talking about quantum entanglement, and I didn't know you were an AI.
There's some kind of herb in the cheese that I can't quite place. Is it sage or basil?
Anyway, I was just joking. You know, stress of the retrofits and...
Really? My diagnostic suggested that you were genuinely aroused.
It's really rare to get herbed dextro cheeses. The Turians almost never bother.
You have diagnostics. Cerberus programmed you to check body language.
I get more reliable results measuring pupil dilation and thermal readings of erogenous zones.
Oh, good lord.
Wait, this is dextro cheese, right? Kira, did I forget to scan the cheese? This is why I don't drink.
Fair's fair, Trainer. Edie has a right to ask about what you said.
I was very interested in Trainer's ability to develop sexual feelings for what was, at the time, a bodiless voice.
You are all terrible. Edie, I apologize for saying that I wanted to roll naked with your voice in satin sheets.
Oh, I was not offended. In fact, it was flattering.
Even the part where I wanted to grab your voice by the hair and nibble my way down its back.
I do not, in fact, remember you saying that, Samantha.
Oh, that wasn't out loud. Never mind.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to run a toxin treatment program, so I don't die. I'm just going to sit here quietly and hope someone changes the subject.
Awkward?
Awkward.
Awkward indeed, much like Kasumi's next hiding spot.
How many bedrooms does this place have?
And speaking of bedrooms, the conversation between trainer Edie and Tali is far from over.
Well, that was mortifying.
Tell me about it.
You need not be embarrassed. Sexual attraction is natural for organics, and given your orientation and interest in synthetics.
We can stop talking about this whenever you like.
I practically poisoned myself with cheese trying to change the subject.
If you are interested, I have a list of extranet sites involving romantic relationships between organics and synthetics.
No! No, you can't even... No! Oh, okay, sure. Send it my way.
Ew.
Right, no need to comment on that, I think, so let's just move along. Guess who's standing right around the corner?
You know, 20 years from now, this could be worth a fortune.
Well, let's hope we survive that long, and at least in James's case, he apparently likes to live dangerously.
Absolutely, biotics are impressive. I'm not saying they aren't.
You're just saying that they're not that impressive.
I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. Oh, shit.
No, it's fine. I'm sure no one here is insulted.
Only a little. Maybe. I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is... I mean, check out these guns. Biotics can't give you this kind of fine instrument. The peak physical form that you see before you.
Okay, you work for it. I get that.
I mean it. Check me out.
Is there more to your argument?
Come on in closer. Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy.
And yes, it very much looks like things are about to get interesting here. So let's chime in and see if James can dig his hole any deeper.
Hey, what's going on here? Everyone playing nice?
Of course, Shepard. James was just explaining how physical conditioning trumps biotics.
Really? You going there, James?
Come on, Loco. You have to go with me on this one. Biotics are strong, but unpredictable. All that cooling down.
Shepard, where did you find this guy?
A person can improve their physique, but biotics, they are what they are. And what about our poor friends stuck with flawed implants?
Wait, what? You're not talking about me, are you? I may be L2, but I've worked very hard. And now I can read.
Really? That's... no.
That's a bit strange.
Okay, maybe it's not conditioning exactly. Maybe it's just the condition of one James Vega. Hey, Liara, check it out. This guy here never has to cool down. In fact, the hotter, the better.
Wait, we're still talking about combat, right?
Hilarious.
Just hush and do some sit-ups.
Kasumi.
Just looking.
Goddess.
Right, it's decision time, and as much as I like James, I think this is another easy one. There is a reason why Caden was a core part of our squad during the last episode, and choosing biotics here will actually also have an interesting outcome for the next part of the party.
James, this is a no-brainer. Biotics win, hands down. We're talking about harnessing dark energy here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Look around you. That had to be an argument you couldn't win.
It's okay, man.
Yeah, well, you win some, you lose some.
Okay. More drinks? Snacks? Help yourselves.
Hey, need me to do anything? Food run, change the music, check on ice.
I need you to relax and have a good time.
Okay, you're the boss. Hey, maybe I'll cook something.
Caden, just relax.
Right, so Caden seems a bit agitated. Somebody else, not so much.
Classy. And expensive.
Right, and with that we have found almost all of Kasumi's hiding spots. There is one more downstairs, but first let's listen to a bit more chatter.
I'm pissed, but I'm not gonna let it ruin the party.
Well, that's good news.
More drinks, yes? Jacob, L2?
Yeah. Easy.
When you were younger, you ever just throw people around for fun?
People?
You know, people, things, stuff. Pets, cars, whatever.
Of course not.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, all the time.
All the time.
Alright, and with that we have now officially completed phase 2 of the party. So it is just about time to kick things up a notch once more. But first, let's reveal Kasumi one final time.
Is this real leather? It feels like real leather.
Right, and just like that, we have exhausted all conversations and can now head back to Glyph as we officially begin part 3 of the grand celebration.
Your guests appear to be enjoying themselves, Commander. What shall I do now?
Now at this point, the theme that we selected for part 2 of the party will continue no matter what. Our choice is therefore really only limited to where Glyph hangs out for the rest of the party, and we'll actually send him to check on the guests, specifically Liara, as this produces a bit more interaction than just watching him dance.
Maybe you should check on your boss. I think she's involved in a competition upstairs.
I will locate Dr. Tassoni right away.
So, we have made it to the final part of the energetic party. In some areas of the apartment, things are getting properly out of hand now, while Joker and Edie over here still seem to be fairly civilized.
Jeff,
Yes, Edie.
at social events like this, it is customary to dance with friends or loved ones. Would you dance with me?
It's gonna take a lot more than a polite request to make that happen, Edie.
I have recordings of you talking in your sleep that would make for a highly amusing extranet video.
Okay, that's cheating.
So I won't dance with you, huh?
Hello, Shepard. You will not.
Well, I will.
I'm gonna feel this in the morning.
Seriously, though, don't go there.
Well, then maybe you should dance with her.
Other people are dancing, Jeff.
Yes, they are. And I am sitting here enjoying my drink.
So, it's another choice to make, and normally you would expect the dancing option to yield the more hilarious results. In this case, however, at least in my opinion, supporting Joker is the more entertaining option. Don't worry though, both choices here will eventually lead to the same outcome.
You're right, Joker. Nobody should pressure you into doing something you don't want to do.
Thank you.
Edie, why don't you make Joker another drink? Something strong.
But Jeff has had several drinks already. If he has more, his behavior may become... Oh.
What?
Nothing. That was a joke. Thank you, Shepard.
And if we now walk away and then come back, we can see exactly what kind of an effect that drink had on Joker.
Wow, Edie, you do not mess around with those drinks.
I believe you are strong enough to handle it, Jeff.
Hey, that's my song! They're playing my song. Do you still want to dance?
That is a wonderful idea. Are you having fun?
Kind of.
Excellent. Your dancing closely resembles Shepard's.
Oh, low blow. Hey, Edie, check this out. Oh, fingers.
Very impressive. Your central nervous system is well coordinated given your inebriation.
Looks like you're not the only dancing machine at this party. Am I right?
Jeff,
Yes, Edie.
that was a very bad joke.
I love you too, Edie.
Right, so far so good, we've got two people dancing. Harmless stuff compared to what's happening on the other side of the room.
Dancing during wartime wastes precious energy.
Can't dance myself. I move like a greased one-legged Varan. Not a pretty picture. Goddamn kids and their music these days. I remember a girl who sang in this grubby little dive on Omega. She had some lovely scars.
What's going on over here?
Shepard! Found something to shoot.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's okay, we're all professionals here. Some of us with no depth perception, but it's fine.
Don't worry. This happens at Krogan parties all the time.
And yet I'm still not comforted. Probably best I walk away now.
As you wish.
Right, so it looks like our choice to support Cortez earlier led to these guys setting up a shooting gallery. Not quite what you want to see in your own apartment.
Nothing like a little gunfire to liven things up.
I begin to understand why these celebrations exist. I approve.
And yes, indeed, these target practice shenanigans here only happen if we support Cortez, even though neither he or Joker are participating.
Woo!
You should bring out those moves more often, trainer.
You and I dancing at the same time? Too dangerous. We'd light the room on fire.
This is unexpected. And fun.
I'm always amazed humans can dance with the way your legs bend.
The way our legs bend.
Yes, you and the Asari. I'm surprised you don't tip over.
I don't tip over until I've found company, dog legs. Till then, watch and learn.
Right, so it looks like this is where the party is at, and one can only imagine what happens if we join here, but let's do it anyway. What would a good party be without some dancing?
Hell yeah! Go for it!
Captain on deck!
Has he always been like this?
You learn to love it.
It's very enthusiastic.
It is impressive.
We should record this and broadcast it for the Reapers. They'll either run away, melt down, or fall in love.
Good to see some things don't change.
Well, I like it, Commander. It's good to see you cut loose now and then.
Thank you all for your loyalty and support.
Taking a wild guess here, Shepard, but whatever you're serving is starting to kick in. Has Liara always been so blue?
Really? You have them all memorized?
67. Holmium. Very reactive. Very magnetic.
Turian parties almost never end with someone reciting the elements.
68. Erbium. Atomic weight 167 and change.
Nice. My turn. 69.
In your dreams.
What? I don't get it.
I'll explain it later.
It's thulium, in case anyone cared. Turians have trace amounts in our skin. Protects us from solar radiation.
Nerd!
And with that, we can leave these guys be for now, and instead catch Kasumi red-handed.
And the crux of the brief question is finally answered. Well, at least they're clean. Oh, hey, Shep.
You're going through my drawers?
I go through everyone's drawers.
Can't you just mingle and have fun like a normal person?
Why would I want to do that? By the way, you have excellent taste in underwear.
Glad you could make it, Kasumi.
Thanks. I'm having a really good time.
By your very strange standards.
Yep.
Right, and with that she goes back to rummaging through our drawers. Well, I suppose we do have bigger things to worry about at the moment, and quite literally so, as we have one big boy sitting in the shower upstairs.
Grunt, you okay?
What? Yeah. I got 5 credits.
Excellent. Go back to sleep.
Hilarious. They are. It was broken when I got here. Where is it supposed to? Oh. Down here. Let us. Are you a wizard? Is what I just over? Charge! Give me more.
What's that, Grunt?
Give me more. Fist of food sack. Shotgun. But every time I found this blue rock for you, Liara. Space cowboy. Me. I'm a pretty bird. Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am.
You must be talking to me. Ooh, duct tape. They don't look like birds. They look like cats. I am the law. C4. Pay up. And got it. Sad Hanar can't wear sweaters. What are clowns hiding?
And once again, Grunt providing us with a plethora of lovely one-liners. For now though, this is all we can get out of him, so let's see how the situation is developing over on the balcony.
Could not.
I assure you, Dr. Tassoni is quite capable.
You've seen biotics in action.
I could float you off this balcony without breaking a sweat.
Oh, I know you could, but do you have the cojones to actually do it? Any of you?
What a guy. Buckle up, brother.
Balls? You got it, Vega.
Right, so despite Glyph's intervention, it looks like we are about to see some biotics. Well, I guess James kind of had it coming.
Shepard.
What's up?
Just demonstrating a little biotic supremacy.
You okay, James?
Yeah, this is trippy. I'm kind of buzzing all over.
Exactly. Nice, right? I can feel that way on a whim.
Do you find it relaxing?
Kinda. Among other things.
Looks good on you.
You're being so gentle, Liara. Can I have a turn?
Careful. I need my full crew back when the night's over.
Okay, you've had your fun. Put me down now.
Come on, let's dance.
Alright, and with that you can see it here, our objective has changed. But let's wrap up this conversation first before we take the group photo.
Wonderful party, Shepard. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Glad you came.
Strange to see everyone in one place. Perfect, really.
This is fun.
Okay, shake it like you break it. Wait, what?
You people are the best. This is the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Check me out now.
Would you care for a memento of this evening, Commander? My surveillance systems include state-of-the-art cameras. Please gather everyone by the living room couch if you are ready.
And indeed, that is what we are going to do now. We have now completed every single interaction there is to witness over the course of this party, so before anyone else falls asleep in the shower, let's take the photo to memorize this moment.
Hey, everyone. Come over here for a minute. Let's get a photo to remember this. Arrange yourselves on the sofa.
An excellent suggestion, Shepard.
Great idea. I want a copy.
Make way! Make way!
Thanks for coming, everyone. Here's to us. Ready, Glyph?
Of course. If you could all please direct your attention this way.
Okay. Everyone say Normandy.
Normandy!
Ugh. What a night. But look who's here.
Keela. I'm going to be so sick.
Totally worth it?
I'll let you know. Ugh. Who put my suit back on? The buckles are all askew. And when did I get an Omni tattoo?
Let's see if anyone else is up.
Alright, and with that, the party is over and we have unlocked the perfect host achievement. We have also received a few more war asset points for raising our team's spirit, and also because the Normandy received some much needed repairs. All that is left to do now is to investigate the party aftermath, starting with a curious datapad over on the floor here.
Shepard, hope you're well. New mission on Tuchanka could end things. Made preparations. Asked friends in STG to leave this with you next time you were off duty. Some of my older work. Performances, stories, merely entertainment. But entertainment useful at times. Good luck. In prophase you see chromatins condensed to chromosomes. In metaphase their centromeres align to make new homes. In anaphase they separate, then telophase arrives. And when cytokinesis comes, two cells lead separate lives. Hello, Perry the Pyjack. Happy to be here. Science fun today, very respected. Education of youth vital for future. Now, children. Science key to advancement, but can seem esoteric, indirect. Practical demonstration helps. Release the Varan. Native to Tuchanka. Dangerous predator, but can be incapacitated with common household chemicals. Observe. Wait, please move Perry the Pyjack away from Varan. Puppets similar to prey could trigger attack instinct. Ah. Problematic. Suggest going limp. Struggling counterproductive. Sedative should stop it. Or not. Ah. Not attacking. Mating instinct, of course. See, children? Key to science is testing hypotheses, making observations. Next hypothesis? Attempt neural shock. Ah, neural shock clearly effective. Perry the Pyjack also clearly made of flammable material. Any questions? Lysine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, alanine. They all are aliphatic, so you will not see a ring. The lone human amino acid with one is proline. From protein we are formed. With two hydroxyl groups you'll find serine and threonine. For sulfur look to cysteine or to methionine. For bases you have arginine, lysine and histidine. From protein we are formed. Now the aromatics! Tryptophan and tyrosine and phenylalanine. Aspartic and glutamic are both acids as we've seen. For amide C, asparagine, and also glutamine. From protein we are formed. Omega. Sky was color of VidCam tuned to a dead Vorcha. Business so bad that if Volus would have sold my suit. Then troubled Doppler shifted Deep Asari blue as it came through my door. Likely Elcor father. High gravity adapted in all right places. Asari said Krogan thug after her business. If could get rid of him, said she'd be grateful for all eternity. Found Krogan in slums. First shot hit primary heart, but Krogan have redundant nervous system. Felt redundant, nervous myself. Krogan got me in stranglehold. Used incineration attack. Got lucky. Said this was an easy job, he gasped. Guess we'd both been burned. Asari very grateful. Could read her like open book. And as it happened, did enjoy reading. In bed. Woke up looking at barrel of pearl-handled Carnifex. My M98 another room. Another Black Widow standing over me. Only loose end left, she said. Her mistake. Didn't know I'd been in STG. Learned tricks dirty enough to clog a Quarian soup filter. Your barrier's very similar to your morals, I said, and threw my biotic grenade. Warped. When woke up from explosion, Asari had fled back to Afterlife. Felt lucky not to be in Afterlife myself. Hadn't been paid, but considered self-fortunate. Had broken Omega's one rule, in more ways than one. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far. and grace will lead me home. Maybe next time. Until then, we'll stick to patter songs.
And yes, it is just lovely to see that Mordin found a way into this DLC too. And even if Mordin had survived, he would not have attended the party. So this is the most we can get from him, and I feel like it cuts a little deeper knowing what he sacrificed.
Is it time to rule the galaxy now? Kneel before Javik. I had a dream. 50,000 years had passed. It was horrible. I was alone. Primitives had evolved. They ruled the galaxy. Solarians, Turians, the Asari. There was one, Liara. She had those eyes and that voice. She was blue. No, it was just a dream. I smelled primitives. It was no dream.
And no, Javik is no exception here. Most of our squad is in a rather pitiful state, although at least Garrus sounds a little bit fresher.
Did we, break anything last night? I don't suppose you need anything around here. Calibrated. Yeah, okay, maybe I should just stop saying that word, but only if Liara stops saying, by the goddess. Good thing this place has extra bathrooms. Miranda takes forever to do her hair. You'd think with her genes, she wouldn't need to.
Was someone making tea? I could use some tea. The apartment seems so quiet now.
And well, I suppose that's a good thing, considering we have Samara deep in meditation.
Shepard, good morning. I want to thank you for inviting me here. It was good to see everyone again. I hope you enjoyed your evening as well.
So it appears as if Zaid's romantic pursuits were unsuccessful, not exactly something that we can say about ourselves, although Tali seems significantly more unhappy than Samara.
I am going to die. I didn't know you could go through that many toxin filters in one night. Do I have a tattoo? I remember something about a tattoo. Don't get me wrong. Great party, but... yeah. I'll just be here. Right here. Forever.
Right, looks like there's not much we can do for her at the moment, so instead let's meet up with Kasumi on the balcony. For a change, now that the party is over, she's also completely uncloaked.
Morning, Shep. You went all out with the breakfast supplies. I didn't know you could get real milk on the Citadel. I had some. Thought it was soy. I'm not really lactose intolerant. I just don't put up with lactose's stupid drama. In case I don't see you again, thanks. That was a lot of fun. I should go. Stupid dairy products.
And with that, we can now head downstairs, where despite not taking part in the target practice, Joker apparently took his fair amount of shots.
Hey, Commander. Hell of a night. So I've managed not to throw up. Feeling pretty good about that. Oh, if everyone could just not talk so loudly, that would be great. Or close the cupboards too loud. Or walk too loud. You know, just think quiet thoughts. Still fun, though.
And well, considering how his evening went, I'm sure that Rex will come to the very same conclusion.
Been a while since I hit the hard stuff. About time. You live past 700. You start paying for a night like that the next morning. Huh.
And from one veteran, we move over to the next. Let's see how Zaid is doing after a night of unfulfilled advances.
Shepard, good to see you up. Hope I didn't wake anyone up with my snoring. I go like a buzzsaw since I got my nose broke. By the way, you're almost out of bacon. Our bacon, anyway. There's still some of that dextrose shit in the freezer. I saved you 3 strips. Figured it was fair payback for all the times you saved mine, right?
And what a lovely gesture that is. Moving on then, we now have Cortez.
Morning, Shepard. Hope you slept well. Oh, I would have thought all those tequila shots with James would have prepared me for last night. What a night. Wish it never ended. Thanks, Shepard.
Right, so Cortez really seemed to enjoy last night. That's definitely great to hear. Let's see what Edie has to say.
Some neighbors came by last night to complain about the noise. I put their bodies in the building incinerator. That was a joke. I have nothing else to report. I recommend breakfast.
And that is indeed a very good recommendation, so let's head over to the kitchen, where we can meet not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of our squad members.
Now that was a great time. There's coffee. Who wants coffee? I want coffee. More coffee? Am I being too loud?
Okay, so Caden still seems very energized. Let's find out what the rest has to say.
Morning, Shepard. Had a lovely time last night. I see everyone survived the festivities, more or less. Good tea.
Okay, who wants eggs? Liara, eggs? Trainer. Esteban, eggs? Joker, where is that guy? Caden, here's some eggs to go with that coffee. Rex, buddy, eggs? Tally? Nah, she'll definitely want eggs. Javik, man, you gotta try my eggs. Anyone else? Miranda. Shepard, eggs?
Right, so we've been offered eggs and bacon, but first, let's check on Grunt over here.
I think I broke my head on something last night. Bathroom is all cleaned up, Shepard. Good as new.
Well, that's just lovely to hear, isn't it? And with that, we can now finish our tour with 2 people who seem to be suspiciously active this early on.
Shepard, I was just going to lift some weights. Want to join? I feel fantastic. How about everyone else? 1,085, 1,086, 1,087.
So, instead of being hungover, these 2 are working out, and Jack can also explain why.
Hey, you look like shit. You know the best part of an overcharged biotic amp? No hangovers. Even normal biotics get hangovers, but I can drink until I puke and still wake up just peachy. That was fun. You guys even kept up with me there for a while.
Alright, and just like that, the party and its aftermath are both officially over, and we have finally reached what can very well be considered the end of the Citadel DLC. To completely wrap things up, we now have to leave the apartment, because keep in mind, this was all just shore leave, and well, shore leave has just ended, so it's time to head back to the Normandy. And we can do so with the rapid transit terminal just outside of the apartment, which will then give us one last cutscene, and then we're done.
Duty calls, huh? Even with a hangover?
There's still a war on.
Unless the Reapers are on shore leave too?
I'm guessing they're not. Round everyone up, pass out the aspirin, and have them report to the Normandy.
You got it.
I guess shore leave's over.
At least we threw one hell of a party. Probably the last one.
No matter what happens, you'll find a way to do it right. For all of us. Serving on a human ship. I never would have guessed. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. We've had a good ride.
The best.
Alright, and there we are, the Citadel DLC is over, and we could now make the cut if this wasn't a completionist playthrough. As it happens, we still have a handful of small side quests left to complete, and I would prefer to turn them in now rather than at the beginning of the next episode. Don't worry though, this won't take long, they are all just simple fetch quests, so we just have to go around the Citadel and talk to a few people, who will then all give us a short voice line and some credits to thank us. Now, all of the stuff needed to complete those quests we have collected already. Still, as you can see, we are going planet scanning once more for just a brief moment, as we do in fact have 3 more systems left to survey. All of them are remnants of the Leviathan DLC that I must have overlooked. These systems are all unlocked and can be visited if you do not narrow down your searches enough. Since we did that though, we always knew exactly where we had to go, so at least for the purposes of completing the DLC there was no point in visiting. However, as you can see, for the purpose of completing the entire game, there is very much a point in coming here, as all 3 systems will offer us some fuel and a war asset. The first 2 systems are located in the Shrike Abyssal. The war assets here are worth a combined 45 points, the Void Devil's Fighter Wing worth 30, and the Vulture Labor Team worth 15. And with the Shrike Abyssal thoroughly surveyed, our next stop is then the Kite's Nest. Here we only have 1 system left, so this should be a quick one. From the Batarian planet of Colis, we can rescue Governor Grothan Pasnes, a Batarian colony leader worth 20 war asset points.
I found something.
These combined 65 points of military strength will of course not entirely dictate our success chances. After all, at the moment we are comfortably sitting above 8,000 points. But like I said, this is a completionist playthrough, and so we won't leave anything halfway finished. And with everything surveyed, we have now reached full completion in this aspect of the game. We have visited every single system, scanned every single scannable planet, obtained every single war asset that can be found by scanning. In other words, we have 100%ed the Milky Way, so let's return to the Citadel. And by the way, we're not just visiting to turn in some quests, but we'll also do some shopping. Like I said at the beginning, we'll find a way to obtain all of those weapons and armor after all.
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
And we will begin our tour outside of the Purgatory nightclub, where an Elcor will be waiting for us.
I'm headed to Purgatory.
We'll have a cab ready for you.
And here we are, let's turn in the first of 7 small side quests.
I recovered the Code of the Ancients from Dakuna. It's waiting for you in Bay D24.
With shock and joy. Really, this is wonderful news. Thank you, human. Sincerely, this will greatly aid our people. With sincere gratitude, thank you, human.
Alright, that's the Code of the Ancients assignment completed. We have earned 15,000 credits and 5 reputation points. The Citadel Defense Force has also been strengthened by 40 points, and with that we can move on to the Huerta Memorial Hospital.
Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
Excuse me, I recovered the Rings of Elune. They're waiting in Bay D24.
That's wonderful, thank you. My people will treat this miraculous find as a call to support their local hospitals. Yes, I'm seeing increased turnout as well. We may actually make it through this war.
And here we are, same deal as before, 15,000 credits, 5 points of reputation and 40 points of military strength for the Citadel Defense Force war asset. And with that, the Rings of Elune assignment is completed as well. 2 down, 5 more to go. And number 3 can be found here in the hospital as well, where a Solarian doctor is looking for a chemical treatment.
I came across this treatment plant at a chemical plant. Could it help?
Treatment? What is... I've never seen this kind of process before.
Huh, probably experimental. It's a long shot, but let's run some tests and see if it might work for our patient. Any improvement?
Yes, the counter-agent is finally starting to kick in.
Alright, lovely, that completes the chemical treatment assignment. This time we only earn 1,000 credits and 8 meager points of military strength. Still, every little bit helps. By the way, we picked up this treatment during the N7 fuel reactors mission. Had we missed it, we could have also purchased it from the Spectre Requisitions Terminal. In that case, we would have paid 1,000 credits though. Doing it this way, we can keep them all to ourselves. And with that, our next stop are now the Presidium Commons. And here we want to turn in a Hesperia period statue, which we can do with the Asari scientist over here.
I think I know which project you mean. And I've got a Hesperia period statue in Bay D24.
Commander Shepard, that's excellent news. I'll have it sent to that project right away. Thank you so much for your help. So, what were you able to pull from the inscriptions? Really? Excellent. I knew they'd find something.
Alright, this once again earns us 40 points of military strength, 15,000 credits and 5 reputation points, and our next target is already standing by.
I recovered the Book of Plenix. It's waiting for you in Bay D24.
Earth Clan, this is a priceless gift. Thank you. You may help my people remember themselves. Thank you, Earth Clan. My people are still afraid, but they are remembering who they are.
And once again, same deal as before, 15,000 credits, 5 reputation points and 40 points of military strength. And with that, it's time to go shopping, as we have actually just made enough money to buy out the Canal Export Store, where we can spend 90 of our 97,000 credits on the Blood Dragon and Reckonite armor. The Blood Dragon armor returns from Mass Effect 2, where it was a bonus tied to Dragon Age Origins, another lovely game that I might eventually cover on this channel, who knows. And the Reckonite armor is a promotional item as well, this one tied to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, a video game that I have absolutely no experience with whatsoever. Now the problem is, at this point we only have about 7,500 credits left, and by turning in the remaining side quests we won't be able to make that much more. We do, however, have quite a few more items still left to purchase, for example the Cerberus armor here for 50,000 credits, and for the sake of true completion I would like to grab them all. So I went ahead and did something a little dirty and added about 1.2 million credits via a save game editor. I know it's not the right way to do it, but considering that we could have obtained this money anyway by just playing 120 matches in the arena, I feel like it's justified, it just saves me a day of work. And so we can now go ahead and purchase the Cerberus armor as well, which is actually a fairly solid suit. With bonuses to ammo capacity, weapon damage, shields and health, it definitely works well for a soldier. We also have one other store here in the Presidium Commons that we have not yet completely emptied out. This one, however, only sells a few relatively cheap weapon upgrades. As you might have guessed already, the main spending spree will be done at the Spectre Requisitions office. And that's actually one more reason why I think editing in the money is justified. We will simply not have enough chances to even use the weapons and armors we are about to purchase, so it's not like we're cheating to buy ourselves the best weapon in the game right at the beginning. Instead, we're just doing this to satisfy the completionist requirements. At the Nos Astra Sporting Goods store then we can spend a combined 29,000 credits, a comparatively meager sum of money for 4 weapon upgrades and a power damage increasing pair of gauntlets. And just as a side note, at this point in the game we have in fact exhausted every single conversation option on the Citadel, so even though a few of our squad members and a few other familiar faces are still present here, none of them have anything new to say. There is only one exception, and we'll meet her shortly as we now travel to the Citadel embassies. And once again we have an Elcor to talk to turn in our second to last quest.
We got your people off to Kuna, Ambassador.
Utterly sincere. Thank you for your assistance, Commander. This is not a debt we can repay.
Were you able to evacuate any civilians?
Yes.
How many?
Reapers have now taken the Maroon Sea Cluster in the Attica Traverse.
Alright, no reward this time, only 5 reputation points. And that brings us to the aforementioned squad member we haven't talked to yet. After the events on Thessia, Samara is now standing here, and we haven't actually been back here since Thessia, so this is a brand new conversation.
I hoped you'd come. I won't remain here much longer.
What are you doing on the Citadel, Samara?
I suppose I came to say goodbye. I spoke with Valere. Thessia has fallen. I felt I must talk to you before joining this battle. You should know, there is no one I trust more to lead us into our final hours.
Alright, and after almost 80 minutes we now have our very first morality choice of the episode, and as always we are going with the Paragon option, mourning the loss of the Asari homeworld.
If there was anything I could have done to save your homeworld.
There is no doubt in my mind you would have done it. Only our resolve can carry us through this, Shepard. Yours cannot waver.
Right, and we have a few questions that we can ask here as well, so let's go through them all and give Samara the time that she deserves.
Will Valere be alright in the monastery? Or what's left of it?
We spoke for some time. It won't be easy. But if there is a way to survive, Falair will find it. It was good to see her again. Perhaps it's unseemly for a Justicar to dwell so much on her family.
I'm just happy things worked out.
I was fortunate that Falair saw things so clearly. And it would have turned out quite differently without your intervention. Thank you.
You know, I never asked you if your code has anything useful on fighting Reapers.
Treat them as any other enemy. Show no quarter, mercy, or weakness. The only difference is the scale of our foe. The code is too strict to account for such small discrepancies.
Is that how you see it too?
An odd question, coming from the Spectre who killed his third Reaper on Rannoch.
What are the other Justicars doing for the war?
Most of my sisters died on Thessia. If it wasn't for the monastery, I would have joined them there. I fear these are the last days of our order.
There's that few of you left?
Our numbers were never great. We must prepare to sacrifice ourselves, if that is what's required.
Was being a Justicar worth it if that's how it all ends?
The Justicars were formed to bring order to a world that laughs at the notion. The role is solitary. Its demands are lonely and uncompromising, often to the point of pain. But following the code left me with no regrets. Take that for what you will.
Good luck out there, Samara.
You as well. I don't know if you believe in such things, but Goddess go with you, Shepard. We'll both be tested in fire, soon enough.
Alright, and with that we earn ourselves 2 Paragon points, the first and last ones of this video. And yes indeed, our next destination is now the Spectre Requisitions Office. However, before we're going to purchase about 1.2 million credits worth of guns, there is one other task that we need to take care of while we're here. This one is actually another result of the N7 fuel reactors mission that I mentioned a few moments ago, as our Spectre terminal now gives us the option to fast-track the commendation process for Captain Riley, who, as you might recall, did play an important role during that mission. And since she served as well, we will authorize this. Sadly, unlike most of the other choices here, it won't make a difference one way or another, but even without any consequences, I still believe it's the right move to make. And with that, it's finally time to open up the Spectre Requisitions Terminal and to spend some money. In total, we will now be purchasing 9 guns, 1 suit of armor and 2 weapon level ups. Some of the weapons here are among the best in the game, either in our hands or in those of our squad members. A particular mention should be made of the N7 Typhoon Assault Rifle, the heaviest assault rifle in the game, but also easily the most powerful one in the hands of squad members like James or in particular Garrus. Additionally, the N7 Hurricane definitely competes for the top spot among SMGs, and finally the N7 Defender Suit of Armor is another excellent choice for soldiers, although it is very clearly inferior to the Cerberus armor we purchased just a few moments ago, as that one comes with slightly higher bonuses to the same attributes. Nonetheless, most of the purchases here are excellent choices, even though, like I said, I will sadly not be able to show them all. Now, with all of these purchases made and with just under 5,000 credits left, let's turn in our last side quest, the Cerberus Ciphers assignment.
Your intel, right? I found these encryption codes on a Cerberus engineer. I thought they might be helpful.
Cerberus ciphers. That's exactly what we've been looking for. Thank you, Commander. Yes, Commander Shepard found some encryption algorithms. The team is expecting results soon now.
And there we go, another war asset strengthened, even though by just 8 points, and accompanied by 1,000 credits and 5 more reputation points, we have now completed every single assignment in the game. All that is left to do now is to continue with the game's main storyline, and we will do that in the next episode. For today then, I have only one last thing for the absolute completionists among you, as there is actually one aspect of the Citadel DLC that we have not yet completed. It's a minor thing and might not be for everyone, so I've put it at the end here, but there's actually about 15 to 20 minutes of ambient conversation that we have not yet listened to, and most of it is actually quite entertaining. So let us now return to the Silversun Strip for one last time and listen to what the people of the Strip have to say.
Now that is a beautiful car.
Really? Why exactly?
It's a Mark II 2187 Black. Top speed is 650 clicks. Come on, Top Flight called it the sky car of the century.
All right. Looks exactly the same as the others.
That's exactly the point. Other than a couple small badges, nobody knows the difference. I mean, the car's barely road legal. C-Sec would be all over this guy if it was decked out.
I just don't see what the point is.
No, you wouldn't, you joyless turd.
I mean, straight line speed is well and good, but how does a corner?
Blitz through corners like a songbird on a sunny morning.
Right.
Did you notice the guy with the cap and the weird walk checking it out?
Oh, you mean the human with the hot robot?
Hot? A hot robot? Really?
You serious? You're the one standing here drooling over some car.
Well, at least his robot friend had taste in cars.
Nice.
And with that, they are very clearly referencing Joker and Edie, who have apparently gone car shopping after all, and it looks like they were interested in not just any car.
So I'm deployed to a hotspot on Novaria. My usual squad's on medical, so I'm stuck with any N7s who are nearby. I just put in a nice, smooth mission. You know, professional. Ended up a damn train wreck. We're fighting for the fate of the galaxy. You'd think we could handle one mission as a coherent fighting unit.
Squad may be good. Random group, never good.
I had this perfect spot. Long sight lines, good cover, no way to get flanked. We could have bunkered up, set up kill zones, used a drone or a decoy to lure Reaper forces into position. And where's everyone else? Standing at the top of a ramp.
Ramp bad. Enemies all around.
Yes, exactly. And no cover. It didn't help that we had some brutal side objectives, but even then, we had to disable these Reaper indoctrination devices, and this crazy ex-Cerberus Vanguard guy insists on doing it. He's running all over the place getting killed, and I'm yelling at him, let me do it, I can cloak.
Infiltrator good for devices. Or engineer with drone or decoy. Or me, because me don't die.
Yes, thank you. Later, that same ex-Cerberus Vanguard picks up a backpack. Gets halfway back to the pickup zone, loses his shields. So what does he do? He charges.
No charge. Charge make backpack drop.
Yes, everyone knows that. So if you're gonna charge or cloak or something, don't pick up the backpack. And you should have seen him when we were supposed to bunker down and upload some intel.
Vanguard charge away. Upload go slow. Bad for team.
I'd be less annoyed if he wasn't flailing around with those crazy whips and messing up my sniper.
Make it with claws. Claws good.
Yeah, but he was trying to do it to a banshee.
Claws on Banshee bad. Stay back. Use fire.
I swear, I would have called for early extraction if I hadn't requisitioned a single-use armor-piercing mod. The worst part? After that mission, the ex-Cerberus guy was bragging about how many kills he had.
Not about competition. About saving Galaxy as team.
You are totally right. Totally right. So, if you want, we could, I don't know, trade N7 operative intel. So if you ever wanted to deploy together.
What rifle you use?
Oh, it's a Widow. A Widow 3, in fact.
When get to Widow 10, you call me.
Alright, so this one here then, another one of those references to the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and it definitely won't be the last one we encounter during this tour.
So can we expect more Elcor Shakespeare from you?
Actually, I'm mounting a production of Macbeth with a new Krogan talent as the lead. He brings a raw brutality to the stage that emphasizes the ruthless actions of his character.
Sounds like inspired casting.
I like to think I have an eye for talent. The real difficulty, of course, will be getting the Pyjak to perform.
Pyjak? I don't recall there being Pyjaks in Macbeth. Unless they lived in Burnham Wood. Did Pyjaks come to Dunsany?
I added the Pyjak in. He will view events with an animal innocence, uncorrupted by ambition.
I can't believe no one's thought of that before. It's brilliant. How did you get your lead actor to work with a live Pyjak?
Oh, he came round once I explained the Pyjak's importance to the production. They'll work marvelously together. Once the Pyjak stops scaling the set pieces and making nests out of the props.
Oh, Why?
Not to worry, productions always appear disastrous until just before the curtain rises.
Oh, of course. It's going to be an amazing show.
I won't lie, I've got a good feeling about this one.
And yes, the guy we just listened to was Francis Kidd, the guy who put on an all-encore performance of Hamlet. We actually talked to one of his actors in an earlier episode. For the time being though, let's continue and listen to more multiplayer references.
Did you catch the updated intel reports on stripping enemy defenses? It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's recruit reading. Which gun to use for best armor penetration. As if anyone carries 2 guns anymore.
It's elementary. If you're staring down a hallway at a Cerberus Centurion, you deploy an energy drain on their shields.
Or just overload them, sure. And if you come up against a Marauder, you detonate your tech armor.
Exactly. Wait, what? So you detonate your tech armor in emergencies?
No, pretty much all the time. Surrounded by husks, tech armor. Rockneye swarmers jumping at me, tech armor.
But against a Marauder? Surely you'd want the additional protection.
Nah, I overload their shields, move in real close, and then detonate. Tech armor takes them right down.
But couldn't you just hit them?
You can try, but those Marauders roll like you would believe. Spirits, I wish I could roll like that.
What about a Brute?
Warp field to weaken its armor, let it close, then tech armor.
Phantom?
Overload her barriers, fire a bit if she pulls up that defensive biotic thing. Then tech armor. Get right in there close enough, and the tech armor even takes out their drones.
I just never anticipated Turian Cabals using tech armor in such an aggressive manner.
I'm just surprised Solarians don't detonate tech armor.
No. We prefer elegant weapons for a more civilized age. Have I ever told you about the time I took out 2 Banshees with a decoy hologram and a Scorpion heavy pistol?
And yes, tech armor, an ability exclusive to the Sentinel class. Sadly though, not to Caden, even though he can technically be considered one.
You go first.
All right. Your move.
Interesting. I've watched some of your other matches, and you've never opened a game with that particular move. What are you planning?
I planned on starting the game. It's still your move.
Right, sorry. I'll just advance this... No, this frigate. Oh, I see. It's a trap.
What are you talking about?
I've seen you use this move before. It's a brilliant play. Your opponents always fall for the distraction. Which means I should advance toward your evac shuttles. Here.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Good. Then I'll take your dreadnought.
Oh. An interesting gambit. There are a lot of factors to consider now.
Of course.
I think I'll... No, wait, yes. There. Your turn.
What kind of a move was that?
The kind that throws you off, apparently. Good to know. And then I take your home move. That was fun.
You... Where did you learn to play like that?
Mostly through observation. Your matches are especially educational.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Would you like to play another game?
Sure. You go first.
And it looks like Trainer is not the only one fascinated by Kapushiakshi. I have to admit though, the first time I listened to this conversation, I did expect a different outcome.
Thanks so much for doing this now. I know you're off duty.
No problem. You're out there risking your life on the front lines. Least I can do is expedite your procurement request. So, let's see. Here we go. Rizzy Susan, N7 Biotic Specialist. Graduate of Specialized Fury Training in Rio de Janeiro?
Yes, that's me. I've been waiting for some upgrades. This could really be a lifesaver.
That's what Alliance Procurement is here for. Good news. Procurement has authorized you for the Grawl Spike Thrower Mark 7.
What? But I'm an adept. I don't use shotguns.
Well, the Grawl 7 is one of the best heavy shotguns available. We don't just give them to anyone.
I don't use shotguns, ever. Do you know what carrying something that heavy would do to my cooldown time? I go through entire missions without firing my gun. I wouldn't even carry one if not for Alliance regs.
I'm telling you, the Grawl 7 is like the Commander Shepard of guns. Even better than the Grawl 6.
I never even equipped the Grawl 6, or Growls 1 through 5.
Because you heard about how quickly they overheat, right? I know, but that's not a problem anymore. I've talked with the guys upstairs, and we're throwing in 5 thermal clip packs. Now you can go to town with your shotgun and never worry about overheating.
I don't use shotguns!
Listen, I can tell that you're unhappy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I've got limited stock on a few special goodies.
Okay, that would be great. Anything that helps my biotics, even a single-use power amplifier. Wait, what the hell is that?
Strength enhancer module for your armor. Helps you out in close quarters combat.
I have a biotic aura that literally annihilates anything near me. Why would I need a strength enhancer? So I get a shotgun I can't use and thermal clips I don't want, and a strength enhancer. You're the reason we're losing this war.
Hey now, we're all in this together. Everybody's hurting. Like those Krogan soldiers on Palaven, going toe-to-toe with Ravagers and Brutes. I bet they'd love a new shotgun. I only hope the creative biotic aims we sent them does some good.
And yes, more jokes about classes, races, and their various abilities. As we all know, with the strange exception of Rex in Mass Effect 1, Krogan biotics do not exist.
So there I was, taking cover behind a table in the middle of this Asari monastery. Scion on my right side, pinning me down. Abominations coming into the room on my left.
Oh, that's brutal.
I remember when we thought the Reapers had the toughest ground troops. Good times. I try to let loose with a concussive shot, but I'm covered in those bees, the swarmers, everything's overloaded. And then this huge biotic explosion rips through the Scion and saves my ass.
Sorry?
Foeless.
Ouch.
I'm an Alliance Marine. That used to mean I was special, you know? Now we got those guys with the crazy destroyer armor.
Or those N7 engineers with their grenade pylons. Who needs that many grenades? You carry around all that gear for a supply pylon, and you don't have room to carry your combat drone kit. You want to drop into Scion without a combat drone to watch your back? Then hey, it's your funeral.
I joined up with Turians on this drop into one of their colonies. I was thinking, finally, some normal soldiers like me. Then we deploy, and you know what those crazy birds bust out?
Jet boots?
Jet boots! I mean, what frontline soldier needs a pair of damn jet boots? It's just showing off, it is. Used to be a good Avenger was all a soldier needed.
Incinerate and overload. Nothing in the world you can't kill with enough fire and electricity.
Now we've got guys running around with whips.
Those ex-Cerberus guys, I know. It's 2186. Who uses a whip?
At least they're ex-Cerberus. You know they were always a little crazy. One of my old buddies from Basic, he's biotic. He's using a sword now. Some kind of dark energy thing.
I feel old, Greg. I feel really, really old.
You can't let it get to you, Neil. Just keep doing your thing. You and your, drone.
Yeah.
And this conversation right here most likely referencing Cerberus Dragoons and Phantoms, while the next one mentions a character who might be familiar from Mass Effect 2.
No funny business.
So who's this Patriarch person you keep going on about?
What? You never heard of Mighty Patriarch? The legend of his rule echoes across Citadel space and beyond. How could you possibly not know?
I don't know, maybe because he's not ruling now?
That is a meaningless detail. Patriarch's story transcends time. It wounds my very soul that you insist upon ignoring such an illustrious figure as Patriarch. Truly, it does. Is he still going on about Patriarch?
Goddess help me, yes.
You should have run when you had the chance. I find your lack of respect for the exalted Patriarch very disturbing.
Now, as far as I'm aware, it has never been officially confirmed whether or not this is actually Patriarch himself. One indicator that it might be him is the fact that this guy only appears if Patriarch survives the events of Mass Effect 2.
How's shore leave treating you?
Good. The break was nice. We've been fighting Reaper-controlled Geth.
Oh, that's brutal.
I know, right? Why did they even bother equipping us with barriers against those guys?
Hey, at least you can get your barriers back up if you charge someone. You fighting any other races?
Bit of everything. Served with some humans, and one Drell who was really annoying. We'd finished off a wave and were regrouping, and this Justicar and I set off heavy biotic blasts.
Yeah, like you do.
And then the Drell just wades in and starts kicking the air for no reason.
Why the hell would he do that?
I have no idea.
At least the Drell Adepts reeve things so you can hit them with a warp field. The humans just keep throwing out singularities. But you know, if you say anything, you're the bad guy.
I think the Drell stole my grenades.
Goddess, you can't be serious.
I had a stockpile of grenades waiting for me. And then I went for a run, and there he was, sitting there, smiling.
That's just wrong. Those new humans are the worst. Look, I can biotically throw myself through a wall.
Like they invented biotics.
Sure, it's flashy, but I've taken down an Atlas mech with just warp fields and a good biotic throw. That's really all you need.
Plus some charging.
Sure. But not through walls.
You think anybody's told them that doing that leaves them sterile?
Right, more multiplayer and ability-related shenanigans here, and with that, we are ready for the final conversation.
I tell you what, give me some tips and maybe we could team up.
Tip 1, you'll get yourself kicked out of here talking like that.
It's the Shells game, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, the guy that invented the Quasar rig to cheat the house a few years back. Don't be so touchy. Just asking. Seriously, I have the credits to fund a joint venture here.
God damn it, would you leave me alone?
What? Am I distracting you?
Yes, you are distracting me.
So you admit it?
What can I say? Sure, I admit I find a Krogan scent alluring and your brow plate is terribly handsome. Buy you a drink?
Right. Smart ass. All right. Single security. I've seen enough.
You know what, man? I'm done here.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah. Well, pretty good act for a pit boss. I've seen better though.
Shut it and finish up. If I see you in here tomorrow, Mr. Bates, you'll be sorry for it.
Right, and there we go, a bit of a twist there for our last conversation. And with that, I would say we're done. Up until this point, our playthrough is now as complete as it can possibly be. Now, I'll spare you the long walk back to the Normandy, but let me just say that in the next episode, we are then ready to move past the first point of no return for the grand finale, and it will most likely only take 2 more episodes until this series is completed. And with that, the great Mass Effect adventure on this channel will then finally come to an end. After well over 7 years and more than 2 years spent on this game alone, I think it's time. So join me next time for the beginning of the end. Until then, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. As always, if you like what I'm doing and want to support me and my channel further, then you can of course go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date, grab some merch over on shop.petecomplete.com, or check out and maybe even pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.